Hi Year 6, here's another video in preparing you as best we can for secondary school. Last lesson we looked at some similarities and some differences. Well, today we're going to look at some words that you might be unfamiliar with at secondary school. The first thing we're going to look at is MFL. Some of you will think, what is that? Well, you kind of do that here already at Broadmead Primary School. MFL just means modern foreign languages. So at secondary school, you'll be given the opportunity to continue your learning of speaking different languages. Now, we teach Spanish here at Broadmead, but you might learn a variety of different languages in secondary school. German, French, Mandarin, I think it's taught at some secondary schools. So you'll have a wider selection when you go on to secondary school. Home economics, or economics, however you like to pronounce it really. Well, home economics is basically cooking lessons, all right? What's fantastic about secondary school, or some secondary schools, is actually they come installed with them sort of kitchen facilities where you can learn how to cook, bake. Some of you might have aspirations of becoming chefs or working in restaurants or maybe just in food in general. I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me, working with food. It'd be my favourite job ever, apart from teaching. But this will be a great opportunity for you to develop that skill. PBL, problem-based learning. We do this a lot actually in things like maths lessons, science lessons, you might have PE lessons where you have to solve a problem, but we do it in a variety of learning anyway here. So that'll be something that you'll continue to develop at secondary school. Bio, Chem and Phi, or Phi. I don't know how to pronounce that one, but let's go into it. So at secondary school, rather than being taught the broad subject of science like we do here, your science lessons may be split into 3 different subjects: biology, chemistry and physics. You might even have one teacher for each of these 3 subjects. So that's even more teachers to get used to. But don't worry, you will get used to it and it will become very normal to you. PSHE. Again, it's something you guys have experience of here at Broadmead. Every week we have a PSHE or P4C assembly in class where we discuss lots of different issues that you might be thinking about, you might have questions about, and that's where we address these. And everyone has a voice, everyone gets to speak, and everyone can be heard. So it's a really good subject to do. This will continue next year. Form. You might think about filling in a form, but this is actually something different. When you go to secondary school, you will be given a form group, okay? And these are going to be other children that will be sort of like your class that you're in now. You'll be sharing lots of lessons with them, and these will be the main group of children that you will form friendships with, especially in your first year of secondary school. So that's your form. The next word that you can see is humanities. Again, you do humanities subjects already. Humanities basically includes subjects like geography, history, religious education. When I was in secondary school, actually these subjects had a whole block in the school building where they taught it. So we knew that this part of the school was where we did this learning for these subjects. That might be the same for you as well. It just helps. And then finally, the last word we'll be looking at, or phrase, is tutor period, okay? This session is where once a week, maybe more, I'm not too sure anymore, but you will have time with your form tutor. We mentioned your form earlier, which was the group of children that you might spend a lot of time with, but you will be also be given a form tutor. Similar to your class teacher you have now, this form tutor will be responsible for you, particularly in your first year. You'll probably have a session with them once a week, which is a time for you to catch up with them, to see how you're doing, how your maybe first week's been, first day's been, and also throughout the year, you will continue to have these sessions. These are really valuable sessions, especially as it's a time where you can ask questions, things that you're wondering, things you're thinking about. Maybe they can clear things up for you. If you have any problems, one of the first people you might want to go to is your form tutor, okay? Well, I hope that has cleared up a few things that you might not know at the moment about secondary school. Thank you for listening, and please make sure to look out for some more videos coming soon.